The one feature that drove me insane about iOS and why it was not a possibility for me. What's up everybody, Craig here, and I know it's been a bit since I put out some content, but recently, well about a year ago, I retired from the military, bought a new home, moved in, started a new job. It's been busy, and things have kind of been slowing down a little bit, not really, but anyway. I got some time to at least put out some content, right? So this one, well, I'll tell you what I got in the horizon. I got a lot of cool stuff in the house, so we're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff, EV, solar, the servers I got in the house, all kinds of good stuff I got coming on the horizon. But my recent project is a Nextcloud / Plex server, which is my subscription slasher. So basically that's going to get rid of subscriptions. So I've already got rid of Microsoft because of OneDrive, which, speaking of, it was absolutely miserable to disassociate Microsoft's OneDrive and other things on Windows 11, but that's another story. I got rid of iCloud and got rid of Hulu, Disney Plus. So I'm trying to slash these subscriptions and make it all be self-hosted / self-hosted. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. This video is about the Galaxy S22 and the iPhone 13 Pro, but not really necessarily about the phone. This is about iOS versus Android. And I know that subject is subjective. So since I moved in this house, coverage out here, cell phone coverage was kind of rough. So we decided to, we got Verizon, and because whenever you switch, you get some new phones. So all the girl, I got a wife and 2 daughters, but the girls wanted to get on iPhones because everybody's got iPhones and they're the coolest, I guess, the blue bubbles. Anyway, long story short, I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. It's been a while since I bought Apple products. The wife has Apple products, but it's been a while since I bought Apple products because kind of Apple's been pissing me off. But since the release of the MacBook Pro 14 and 16, I think it's pretty cool what they're doing with the M1 Max and stuff like that. So good on Apple for doing that. But when I got this phone, the iPhone 13 Pro, and used it for about a week, I immediately wanted to get rid of it, and I go, oh, that's why I don't buy Apple products anymore. So to give you some background of kind of phones I've been rocking lately, so I recently got the Galaxy S22 back in February when it came out, or March, whatever it was. But the Google Pixels are fantastic phones, and I loved them, except for the latest iteration. I think the Google 6s are miserable. And I'll tell you this, just cut to the chase. I mean, Apple got it right with the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max, but if you're gonna have multiple phones, your phones shouldn't be a choice between a massive phone and a massive phone. That's why I have the S22. I don't like huge phones anymore. I don't like carrying these massive things attached to my face if I have to talk. Anyway, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much your options with Google this year is, you got a big phone or a bigger phone, and I don't like that. And also, it drives me insane because one of the best features about the Google phones is that rear fingerprint sensor that evidently they did away with. First of all, that rear fingerprint sensor on the Google Pixels, when they do have it, is fantastic. It's not like the old Samsung Galaxy ones that was up near the lens. It's like perfectly placed in the middle of the back, and it's where your finger naturally lies. So opening that phone is super snappy and quick. And then you could also use it as like a touchpad to scroll and check your notifications. So I love that. But not only that about Google phones, the Google software is amazing. Well, Android, because it's stock Android, it's amazing. It was fantastic, and I still miss this feature, the screen call feature I love, because since I've gone to the S22, I have all these spammers that call, and you pick up, and then, anyway, a lot of scammers and spammers call. With the Google phones, it filtered all of that stuff, and the stuff that did come through, you can just hit that screen call button, watch the real-time conversation. If it's somebody who you need to talk to, you just pick it up. If it's somebody who you don't, you just hang up. So it's pretty cool. I love that feature. Yeah, I just really like the Google phones a lot until the latest iterations of 6. So if there's any phone manufacturers out there that are making phones, this is what you need to do. You need to have a big phone option. Obviously, that's going to be your more expensive option. and a smaller phone option, okay? And the only specs that should differentiate the two is display and battery. That's understandable, right? Bigger phone, you're gonna need a bigger display, and you got the room for the battery, so why not, right? Those are the only two things that should change. It drives me nuts, even with the Galaxy S22, how I want the S22 Ultra camera system, but you can't get it with the S22. You gotta get the S22 Ultra, which is a massive phone. I don't want a massive phone. I don't get what. All right, so let's just get to the meat and potatoes of this video. So why I can't stand iOS anymore. And I mean, it's a good operating system. It's all right. I feel that Android is actually the superior operating system because of customization and features. There are some things I love about the iPhone. I'll get into that later. But really, why the iOS in particular is absolutely no bueno for me. Cannot do it. It drove me nuts, and I'm like, I got to get rid of this thing immediately. I've actually been holding on to this. I got to sell it, but I've been holding on to this. I was thinking about using it for the video footage because the video footage is fantastic, and that's something I'm going to talk about a little later. But the one feature that drove me insane about iOS and why it was not a possibility for me is messages. Now, everybody loves iOS message, evidently, because there's nothing cooler than a blue bubble, evidently. That's the coolest, all right? Okay, it's not the coolest, all right? It's ridiculous, actually, this whole green blue bubble thing. What is important to me is I don't like picking up my phone and texting, okay? I don't like, you know, especially if I'm working, okay? I work from home, work from a computer. I don't have time to just keep burying my face in my phone and texting. It drives me insane. I do about 95% of my texting on the computer, okay? Now, I know for all you fancy pants out there who have Mac this, Mac that, MacBook Airs, MacBook Pros, Mac Pros, all these Macs all around your house, congratulations, all right? But I actually like tech, and I like what Apple has to offer, and I think macOS is a fantastic operating system, but I work mainly with Linux, and I do have Windows mainly for video editing and gaming. So each, I mean, if you think about it, each operating system is good in its own right. There's a reason why they're different, but I deal with a lot of operating systems and a lot of different devices. And it drives me nuts. And this is something that Apple can simply address in iCloud.com, but they don't want to because they want you to buy their devices. And just the way that they do that is just annoys the piss out of me. And so what I'm getting to is the fact that with Google Messages, you can put it on any device or any machine you want and type from a keyboard. And that's just so convenient to me. Doesn't matter if I'm on Windows, Linux, Mac, anything. You can put Google Messages in Chrome and type just like you're using iMessage on your MacBook. So let me show you what I'm talking about. All right, let's go. Up here, I got Windows, okay? There's Windows up there, all right? Okay, hey, I need to type for Windows, okay? Here we go. See, all you gotta do is bring this up in Google Messages, hit QR reader. Boom. I'm texting. You know what? Tired of Windows right now. I'm sick of this. Moving to Linux. Bring this little QR reader thing up again, tap it, zap it, and boom, I'm texting. And something cool happens. If you saw up there, that one's like, hey, you're trying to use messages somewhere else, so I'm just gonna go ahead and shut it down right here. Or you can press the blue button and say use here, but we'll go ahead and use Linux, okay? So just like that. I'm texting from whatever device I wanna text from. You don't need a Mac, a $2,000 machine or more or less, whatever, for every single time you want to text somebody. So that's something very useful and, you know, what I love about Android. But let's go a little further, okay? So the Galaxy S22 and the iPhone 13 Pro, okay? What I like, what I don't like about both of them. So first of all, the iPhone 13 Pro is pretty chunky. It's pretty heavy. This is like super light. And I really like the look and feel of the S22 better. But let's go ahead and say I've been crapping on Apple for a little bit, but the camera system on the iPhone 13, to me, is the best. And I'll tell you why. Although it is subjective when you look at photos, and there's a bunch of photos comparisons, I think that the video footage on the iPhone 13, I prefer video footage, okay? Yes, I like pictures, but you know, when you're viewing pictures, they're in your cloud. Hey, look, kids having fun. You're shuffling through them. I just don't spend too much time with photos, but I like them. But with video, I don't know. I like video, and I like clear video footage. And so the iPhone 13 this year is second to none when it comes to video footage. It's fantastic. And not only is it fantastic, but I notice when I take video footage with this, it looks all right. It's okay. But if you have any kind of like action or moving shot, this one stutters a whole lot more than the iPhone. The iPhone's super smooth. And not to mention, I got the 256 gig. So I got that 4K 30 ProRes. If you get the 128 gig, you can't get that feature on the iPhone. But that's what I got. So I like it. Very, very clear, nice footage. Let's talk about something else that evidently everybody got together and said was awesome, and I'm still, jury's out for me, okay? Gestures. So by default, Android comes with gestures enabled, and iPhone's been doing it since the iPhone X or 10, whatever the hell it was. Gestures is not the better way to navigate people. I'm sorry. I don't understand why you like the gestures. The 3-button navigation is fantastic, and it's so quick, it's so smooth, and it's funny because I'll actually show people why I don't like gestures, and that the 3-button navigation is amazing. You hit the back button, you're immediately back out of whatever. There's no like missing, the app exposed gesture. Oh, I missed it, and I got to be a little slower. Like none of that. It's just super snappy and faster. And so when I show people that have gotten used to the gestures, like just how quick the 3-button navigation is, and then the 3-button navigation is old school, right? So they look at me like, oh yeah, that's pretty fast. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't know why everybody thought the gestures was great, but it's not. It sucks, all right? But yeah, so say if I want to, check the weather, checking the weather, cool. Let's go ahead and close all my apps. Okay, so wow, that was cool. I closed them all very quickly. It's not like the iPhone where, you swipe up and, oh, I gotta close all my apps here. Oh, wait, there's not a close all button, so close, close, close. Okay, that's super annoying, right? So, yeah, don't like that. So if you look at this, I'm gonna check the weather, okay? I'm gonna use, let's see, some stuff that doesn't give too much information out there. I'm gonna use my calculator, okay? And then what else is cool here? Let's see. I'm gonna use my alarm clock. Okay, you know what? I want to go back, so I'm gonna app expose here. Well, that one kind of dims my stuff here. I'm gonna go back to weather. I'm gonna app expose here. I'm gonna go back to calculator. And when you have the most 2 recent apps there, all you got to do is hit this the little 3 slashes right there. Slash slash, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. It goes back and forth, right? And so those 2 apps. So it's pretty cool. Like if you ever have to copy something or look at something, reference something, that's a pretty cool feature. And no matter what, this home button is going to get you home. Or let's go to tomorrow. This back button is going to get you back. Okay. So very useful. I like it. The 3-button navigation is king to me. Another thing I like about Android. Okay. So with Android, you have options, okay? If you want to, use the Google launcher, you can use the Google launcher with gestures and all kinds of stuff, okay? If you want to use, Microsoft's got a launcher out there, but I prefer Nova launcher, okay? That gives me a nice little dock action. If you see, if I want all my apps, I just hit this little middle button here. There's all my apps. I can do my search up there, okay? If I, want my phone or something like that or whatever, my dock down bottom has that all easily accessible, and no matter how much I switch, pages here, the dock stays, stationary. So love that. Okay, so Nova Launcher is my preferred. I think it's faster too, by the way. Widgets. So for some reason, Apple really didn't want to get serious about widgets, which I think are fantastic. For like, I don't know, like half a decade after, Android had them out, maybe even more. But widgets are fantastic, and Apple's widgets still, I think in iOS, what was it, 16 coming up? I don't even know. But anyway, I kind of read a little bit, but they're going to get more serious about their widgets. But still, it's like Apple's like, hey, here's our widgets. You're going to get them in the manner that we give them to you, and you're going to use them how we tell them to use you. But with Android, you can resize them, move them around anywhere you want. There's more options. I mean, they've been out for so long that, I mean, it's just, you know, all kinds of cool stuff. But yeah, I got my calendar. I can resize that. I got my little Galaxy Buds Pro, so if I want some noise canceling, I can just tap, tap, tap. Yeah, pretty cool. I got my little grocery list here that me and the wife share. So when I'm in the you know, grocery store, I just hit the little circles there and it crosses them off. So I like the widgets a whole lot better than I do iPhone stuff. Google Photos. So with iOS we got Photos, with Android we got Google Photos. So in my opinion, Google Photos is by far superior than anything. I love how you can just search in the top and like for baseball, and any picture you ever took for baseball will pop up. And so there's just a lot of cool features about Google Photos. Again, this is, you know, subjective, but I think Google Photos is far superior. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's say here's a daughter. Let's go search. Let's say baseball. And look at that. Baseball games, baseball, all kinds of stuff. There's Korean baseball. Pretty cool. Anyway, I prefer Google Photos. But if you like photos with iOS, cool. Another thing, so I have a work profile. We use G Suite at my work. And with the work profiles, on iOS, I see that they kind of integrate them all in one app. Like the Google apps, like you just have to switch accounts, right? I guess people like that. But with Android, we have separated, so right here we have separated separate apps with like a little briefcase symbol that is my work profile, and then my, if it doesn't have a briefcase symbol, then it's my normal, you know, Google Apps. So I like that. I like how it's separated. If I need work stuff, I can just go to my one work folder and then deal all with that right there. If I need, you know, normal stuff, then, you know, I got normal stuff. So I like the two separate apps that they produce, and you can just, you know, choose what you want to use. If you've never had an Android before, but the YouTube app sucks on iOS. I don't like it at all. YouTube sucks on iOS. YouTube app on Android is by far better, a lot easier. And if you want to like get in and out of videos and close them out and stuff like that, it just, if you got an Android device lying around and you got an iPhone device lying around, try the YouTube app. You're going to notice a difference, and it's not good on iOS, my opinion. Another thing too, I think Google Maps are far superior than Apple Maps. I like how with Google Maps, like reviews are integrated, and I think Google Maps are far superior too. Android themes, Galaxy themes, lots of themes on here. I got a little, if you notice, I got a little like Icelandic theme on here. When the phone rings, it's all like Icelandic Viking music and stuff. So that's pretty cool. Into that right now, but you know, iOS, I guess they got some themes too. But again, Android's been doing this for a while, so a whole lot more there. Assistant. So Siri versus Google Assistant. I hate Siri. I don't think she's good. I thought she was really cool when she first came out. Google Assistant, by far better, hands down, not even a contest. I don't think anybody will really argue that either. Notifications. iOS notifications annoy the crap out of me because some you can close all and some you can't, and you got to swipe away. With Android, you can just close them all immediately, clear them all. So yeah, I don't know why that's not an option. All right, and the way to unlock your phone. I know Face ID is all right, and sometimes it's all right, I guess, for purchasing stuff or whatever. But with Android, I prefer a fingerprint reader. I like fingerprint readers, okay? This one's got an in-display fingerprint reader. It's okay, it's all right, I like it, it's cool. But nothing beats that Google, you know, rear fingerprint reader. It was so fast and snappy and was well placed, and I love it. I miss it. Google, please bring it back. Yeah, and I really just want to hammer home this whole idea of, you know, multitasking with iPhones. Just, I don't like it. So I got a few apps open. It's just super annoying. Like if I want to app expose, you got to like do that slow swipe, and it's like, okay, here they are, instead of just hitting one button. And then if you want to close them all down, there's no close all. So if you had a bunch of apps, you got to close it. So this, close it, close it, close it. It's annoying. It's annoying. Okay. I don't understand why you do this. Anyway, so that was my opinion about Android versus iOS. It's what I thought. It's what I think. It's why I can't do Apple devices anymore, and when this is done, I'm immediately going to sell this thing. But it's why I have to stick with Android until Apple goes to iCloud.com and makes texting from any device, any operating system available then yeah, I won't be going to Apple anytime soon. That is like seriously a crucial feature for me, and I have to have it. So it's something that can easily be implemented if Apple wanted to do it, but they want you to buy their thousands of dollar devices, and people just throw their money at Apple, and they never ask them to do anything that's practical or anything that makes sense, because they just buy whatever Apple sells them. And I really wish you guys would be more critical of Apple, and there was a big following that was pretty critical of the ports they were taking away. That's why we saw a lot of ports and cool stuff come with the MacBook Pro 14 and 16. So if you guys would just press Apple for stuff like this, maybe they will do something and make life a little easier, right? Anyway, this is my opinion, my review. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you thought it was crappy, give it a thumbs down. Anyway, if you really liked it, subscribe and leave a comment. Sure, yeah, why not, right? Anyway, more stuff coming at you. I appreciate you guys for watching. Take care.